Gogat's palace became a place of oppression rather than joy. Jumoke found herself lacking freedom and happiness. She was always sad. In the village of Olowo, beside the Kofi River, there lived a beautiful woman named Jumoke. Her beauty was celebrated far and wide, and her heart longed for more than the simple life she knew. She dreamt of great and expensive things, as well as imagining herself living in a palace with every luxury one could wish for. One fateful day, a mysterious figure arrived in the village. He was tall, wearing gold glittering fabric, and his presence commanded authority. This stranger was known as Gogat, a prince from a distant land, cursed to live as a monster. His kingdom was under a spell that could only be broken by marrying the most beautiful woman in the world. Having heard of Jumoke's exceptional beauty, Gogat saw an opportunity to lift his curse. The villagers wondered about the mysterious stranger, but Jumoke was instantly captivated. Gogat approached Jumoke and started speaking to her. He spoke of the treasures and the dream life Jumoke always wanted. His words were like a siren song to Jumoke, who saw herself clothed in jewels and living in a golden palace. Her desires overshadowed any doubts about the prince's true nature. Gogat made his intentions clear. He wished to marry Jumoke. It didn't seem right to the villagers, as they wondered how a total stranger would suddenly appear in the village and ask the most beautiful woman in the village to marry him. They tried to warn Jumoke, but her love for wealth and expensive things overcame her doubts. A strong feeling of a life filled with luxury blinded her to the prince's darker side. Without much hesitation, she agreed to the marriage. The wedding was a grand one, an extravagant display of wealth and beauty. The villagers marveled at the beautiful decorations, the delicious food, and the biggest ceremony ever held in the history of Olowo. Jumoke, dressed in a gown of gold and diamonds, felt like a queen. The prince's charm and the great occasion made her feel as if her dreams had come true. After the wedding, Jumoke arrived at her dream house. The palace was filled with lots and lots of luxury, and the palace servants to serve her. However, her excitement was short-lived. As the days passed, the true nature of Gogat began to uncover. Behind his handsome nature was a cruel and controlling personality. He demanded constant admiration and obedience, and his temper could cause destruction. Gogat's palace became a place of oppression rather than joy. Jumoke found herself lacking freedom and happiness. She was always sad. She wondered why she never cared to know the prince first before accepting his proposal. And then it struck her that the villagers warned her, but she fell on deaf ears because of the dream life she always wanted. Who else feels sorry for Jumoke? Because I do. Now let's get back to the story and know what happened next. One evening, after Gogat shouted at Jumoke, Jumoke, filled with tears, wandered through the castle's corridor with so many thoughts in her head. As she walked on, she discovered a hidden door covered with a thick fabric. Out of curiosity, she pushed it open and entered a dark chamber. Inside the chamber was an ancient mirror. Its frame was covered with carvings, and as she gazed into the mirror, she saw something horrifying. The mirror did not show her own reflection, but revealed Gogat's true form. A monstrous creature with dark skin, glowing eyes, and razor-sharp fangs. The image was a total contrast to the charming prince she thought he was. Her heart raced with fear. The luxurious life she thought she had was built on deception, and she was trapped in a cage. Desperate to escape, she ran to the village sage, a wise figure known for his deep knowledge of magic and curses. He listened to Jumoke's story and then spoke gently but firmly. The pursuit of luxury and illusion has clouded your judgment. True happiness and freedom are found not in material wealth, but in facing the truth and reclaiming your own destiny. With this advice, she gathered her courage and returned to the castle. She confronted Gogat with fear and a trembling voice. "I have seen the truth about your true nature," she said. "I will not live a lie any longer. I demand my freedom." Gogat, filled with rage, looked at Jumoke and revealed his true form of a beast, scaring Jumoke away again. She shouted in disbelief and ran as fast as her legs could carry her, straight to her chambers, and cried uncontrollably. She was helpless and gripped with fear. She didn't know what to do. Gogat, confronted with Jumoke's bravery and the clear evidence of his deception, was moved. His curse has long tormented him, and he realized that keeping Jumoke trapped was a greater punishment than facing the curse itself. With a heavy heart, he granted Jumoke's request, releasing her from his bond. As Jumoke left the castle, she was relieved. Returning to Olowo, she was greeted warmly by her fellow villagers. The luxury and wealth she once craved for were now old memories. Her story became a lesson in the village, a tale of how worldly things can blind one to the true reality of life. Always be contented with what you have and who you are, because some choices made can lead to damnation. And Jumoke lived the rest of her days appreciating the little things she had.